Habs fans, I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday night after the loss to the Senators in overtime, Fire Julien was trending on Twitter, and just Claude Julien was trending on Twitter the entire night after that Habs loss yesterday. So clearly Habs fans are feeling some type of way about this guy right now. And clearly the frustration is starting to set in among Habs fans after a Cinderella start to the season. Okay, we're seeing some fans who are getting quite frustrated, like this guy. Let me read this to you, this tweet. Guy says he's going to cut a tree for each minute that Philippe Danault takes on the ice in the Canadiens uniform. Bergevin, take out the garbages, or I'm ruining the environment. And then dude ats Greta Thunberg and Greenpeace. So clearly Habs fans are showing some frustration here. People are also saying things like bye le dinosaure, which is like goodbye dinosaur, for Claude Julien. People want Gerard Gallant to take over, Gerard Gallant, as you would say in English. And also the assistant coaches, I'm seeing a lot of people who are wanting Dominique Ducharme to take over. But I know every year we see some kind of rhetoric, some kind of narrative among Habs fans where they want their coach fired. That happens every year. Not just the Habs, every passionate hockey fan base. Like, okay, I'm going to say with the Flames this year, it's more intense because to me, Jeff Ward should have been gone yesterday, okay? Or even before that. But I feel like it's starting to pick up. The hot seat's getting quite hot, okay, for Claude Julien. And that's why I'm not titling it like I did yesterday with the Flames video, where the Flames need to fire Jeff Ward. This one, I'm just floating the question out there, and I want to read your guys' comments and see what you guys think about this mid-season. Because would it give a good jolt, kind of reinvigorate the guys, and maybe they can find a newer, more successful system with which to work in, a better structure for the way they play? Or is firing Claude Julien just kind of going to shoot you guys in the foot? Maybe it gives you guys a little jolt for a few games, get a couple wins, and then you're screwed for the rest of the season. Because there is something you do got to remember here if you want to go out and get a guy like Gerard Gallant. He's going to have to quarantine, okay? That's the thing. So you're going to be a good week, 2 weeks without your coach here. So, I mean, look, they have some competent assistant coaches in Kirk Muller and Dominique Ducharme, but is that really a risk you want to take in nearing the middle of the season here? We're about 30% through the season, in a year when you want to compete for the Stanley Cup. But then I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, hey, that's a sacrifice you got to make. If you want to go far in the playoffs, you make that tough decision now and you reap the rewards later in the playoffs. And I want to refer you guys to an article on thehockeywriters.com that's titled, Canadiens Can't Afford to Wait for Julien to Figure Things Out. And it mentions a lot of things, like how Bergevin built this particular team for the coach, adding guys like Joel Edmondson, Josh Anderson, okay? These are the types of guys that Julien won with in Boston. But here's another thing. The article also mentions that the Canadiens are back to their old ways, their struggles. And Julien mentioned that the team was tired, they're gassed. And even I forgot about this yesterday in the Carey Price video, okay? I was like, he needs some rest. Dude, they just had a week off. So why are they always looking more gassed than the other team despite getting a bunch of rest? Especially last night. I mean, you could have chalked that one up to rust, okay? Oh, they're still rusty. They had a game against the Leafs. They should have been out ready to go tonight. And there were points where, again, I mentioned this before, they were just getting flat out outworked by the Ottawa Senators, including in overtime. Like, bro, how does Mike Riley outwork you? The article then goes on to mention that Julien struggles to adjust on the fly, which we've seen with the defense, okay? The defense has been struggling the past few games for the Montreal Canadiens, and they need to figure this type of stuff out, especially with the dumb penalties, okay? Guys like Ben Sherratt, you got to figure it out, man. Like, it's not rocket science with these types of defensemen. With these types of D-men, if we don't notice you, that means you're doing your job. And finally, the last thing the article mentions is that Bergevin can't afford to sit back if things keep getting out of control. Now, granted, it's only a couple game losing streak here. Nothing crazy. No need to press the panic button just yet. But they mentioned that he did this with Michel Therrien. He kept him way longer than he should have, even past when Therrien lost the room. And he's starting to do the same thing with Claude Julien, and that could be very detrimental to a Habs team that has a shot to go far in the playoffs this season if they play up to their potential. Now, this is a really tough spot, which is why I want to hear from you Habs fans. Do you think the Habs should fire Julien now, maybe wait until the offseason? And if they do decide to can him right now, who do you have as the replacement? Let me know if you like content like this video, subscribe for daily hockey videos, and I will see you in the next one.